You don't have to be nervous.
I'm not.
They're gonna love you.
I hate her. I've heard so much about you. Oh. This is Meredith.
This is the woman I'm gonna marry.
We're talking about Meredith, right?
Are those mushrooms?
I didn't know!
What I don't understand is what he sees in her.
He intends to give that girl my mother's wedding ring.
You can't marry her.
Thank you. Where have you been?
You didn't really hope for gay children, did you?
What did you say?
I just think any parent would want a normal child. Ow! Sorry, this isn't coming out right.
All right, that's enough.
I love the gays! Gay people!
That's enough! And?
Why does she think she slept with you?
Well, we were kind of wasted.
Want to open some presents? Come on.
We're opening presents, so what?
What I was interested in was how, your family is always, those are the people that will always call you out.
Come on, now she called her sister?
That's it.
That you can't get away with anything.
Everett, honey,
Please,
really?
Mom.
And no matter how bad it is or how they snipe at each other
Why did you bring me here?
Don't yell at me!
or how sarcastic they are, there's that assurance that they really love each other and that they'll be there for each other in the end.
Every family is kind of an organism and has a really particular dynamic, and roles are assigned. They can be really rigid and difficult to escape.
There. That one's perfect.
Each family kind of has its own little country or like its own little company. They're different people kind of have different roles.
Don't dilly-dally there, pretty lady. We're all gonna be down here talking about you.
Your family can be very irritating, but at the same time, the knowing those little intricacies are very comforting. There's a lot of humor to be found.
My family doesn't get, so crazy about everyone, but yeah, it kind of relates to my family at Christmas time.
We all kind of have some of those things in our real life anyway that we share. Jessica has a really big family, brothers and sisters. Luke's got brothers, I got brothers and a sister, and just it fell right into place. These people and the relationships between, grown siblings.
It really does feel like a real family.
Okay, let me get a picture here, please.
It just gives you a feeling that you're just picking up in the middle of a lifetime of people. Looking through the people at a family.
You did good.
All the good, bad, and ugly that comes with being a family.
But it's kind of like what you want a movie to be, because it's what life is. It's painful and triumphant and awful and disappointing and... This isn't exactly the moment you've all been waiting for. You all hate me so much. That's life. You have a lovely home.
All the better to entertain you, my dear.
One of our brothers brings home this girl, and we hate her. That's pretty much the gist of it. We try to sabotage their entire relationship.
Well, they don't like her tick. It's like, she's a throat clearer. They find that really, unattractive. And they don't care for the fact that she won't sleep with Everett in his room.
What you're saying is you just don't screw?
So she finds herself putting Amy out, which is just the worst person possible to ask to sleep on the couch. But I think Amy enjoys the martyrdom.
I'm just trying to help.
I'm just speculating.
Amy.
I think Amy is particularly cruel. It's cool. It's cool. I don't know what I did to you. I really don't. But I don't care whether you like me or not.
Oh, of course you do.
And cut.
What's so great about you guys?
Nothing. It's just that we're all we've got.
The good thing is that Diane's so lovable, but she's kind of one of those actors that sort of stays in character a bit. So she's she came to play on this set.
I think I felt like I had an opportunity to just let myself go. And no one was going to stop me. And Tom was going to encourage me, and so I did.
I'm not gonna fall into your spell.
No, watch it. Even in between takes or something, you gotta just watch yourself. she set the bar right from the start, and it's the real deal down there. You know, people are going after each other. It's really funny.
It's not like I haven't been humiliated enough. Meredith, the spoiled bitch from Bedford, right?
You know, the bitch from Bedford, that's what we call her every day. And now when I call Sarah Jessica up, I call her, hey, bitch. Hey, bitch, it's me. She rubbed me, my character, the wrong way.
She's not kidding around. No, she's taking shots you wouldn't believe.
Her little outfits. Just want to go tear that gray suit up, throw it on the ground. She's the bitch from Bedford. What can I say? No. But she's so... I love her. She is a riot. She's some character. We shared a trailer.
And she and I were doing hair and makeup alone in a trailer. She'd get there in the morning. I had to get there earlier. It took longer.
She gets there in the morning, reads. Oh my God, you can't tear her out of the newspaper. She's a real New Yorker.
Oh my God, we would just start in with the New York Times every day. I mean, we would cover politics and show business and women and surgery, and we covered all of it. And she was for sure the motor of that trailer.
Kelly and Sybil have always encouraged the kids to follow their dreams and be who they want to be, and very progressive, liberal-minded people.
They're clearly, open to things that might not be mainstream relationships, like Thad being, with another man.
What was beautiful to me in some ways was that Thad, the deaf brother, in the family was the strongest relationship. And, I sort of look at those two guys, Thad and Patrick, and imagine the trials they've gone through to get to the point at which they are in the story.
I love you.
That took years.
The basic theme of the movie is it's about inclusion. I think that seems to resonate with Tom. Why else would he think of putting a gay deaf character and a hearing black gay character together? It's an unlikely combo, but it seems to work. He seems to understand the complexities of different people interacting with each other from different backgrounds, with them different labels, and is trying to show us that we need to transcend those labels. We just accept each other as human.
I didn't want a family of interpreters, but a family in which they just happen to have a deaf member, and what that would really be like. And so we actually went through the script line by line and figured out which words or sentences would be signed.
Mom, where's Everett?
He promised me they'd be here by dinner.
Hey, did you hear from Ben?
He missed both morning flights.
Do they sign only when they're directly talking to Ty? Or do they sign when Sybil is talking to one of her other kids? Does she sign when Ty's merely present?
Amy, you're gonna get me in trouble.
What? I thought no one had even met the girl.
No, I was down in New York in October.
Well, that's right, the young man. What was his name? How's that going?
It's been a real balance and kind of a learning experience, and we're trying to incorporate the signing as much as possible without having it completely stop the movie in its tracks. And also without being unreal, because the truth is, in a family this size, they've been together for 20, 25 years, there'd be a lot of shorthand.
You think it's going to be all right, and then you get into it and you realize you can't talk and sign at the same time. There seems to be a problem with coordination, and I'm in my trailer rehearsing, almost put my eye out a couple of times trying to get it right, and it's just, it's a challenge, but I've enjoyed it. I like that. I like having to feel that nervous energy about doing a scene where you have to sign and hoping you get through it with some kind of credibility.
For the most part, I think the family really makes an effort to communicate with Dad, because you see them signing as much as possible. Even in the emotional moments, sometimes the sign just comes out flat, because sometimes it's better to express yourself in sign than speaking.
Everything you see on camera is part of character. There's no such thing as a small detail on a film set, because the camera sees everything. The performance is important, but the jacket that the guy's wearing and the food that's in front of the character is equally important in a way. You're creating a world.
The story takes place over 3 days, and so there aren't a lot of opportunities to develop backstory with the characters. And, you know, it's one of the things we discussed a lot. All we really know about these people are their interactions with each other, but also what's on their back. Because we don't see anybody's apartment. We just see the house in which they grew up. And this is a home that this family has lived in and raised 5 kids in over the course of 30 years. You know, it's magnets on the refrigerator and phone books, and it's, you know, the 5th layer of stuff that makes it real. When Diane first walked on the set, she said, this place is a dump.
It's a little cluttered. They're not real neat people. And Diane said, oh, it's fabulous. She said, I wouldn't live here if you paid me, but it's fabulous.
It was so disgusting. Yeah, I thought so. And stuff everywhere. It drove me insane. I just wanted to get rid of it. It was good.
Yeah, it does have a lot of clutter, but I think that when you're ill, you get tired. You're not performing your daily tasks, and it slowly overwhelms you. And Sybil doesn't really want to give up her children, so she's kind of maintained everyone's room a little bit so that we can tell a backstory quickly about these different characters. Amy lives in the attic because at one point she rebelled and she came back to take care of her mother, and then Everett's room is very well kept up. Thad and Ben had to share a room, and Thad's side of the room is very clean and neat, and Ben's kind of sloppy. He's more of an artist, and this was all a part of the character and the family, and you know what goes here, and we mull over everything. It's not thrown in there, although we'd like it to look like that.
The Stone family are people who value the eternal things. I hope you feel they're people who haven't bothered changing what they're wearing from year to year, and that the parents especially are probably pulling things out from 20 years ago.
When we met with Diane about Sybil's character, we pulled a number of pictures of women writers and sculptors, and Susan Sontag was a big inspiration, and Diane has this sort of skunk streak of hair coming down, and there was a lot of jewelry, and it's sort of a nod to her culture and world travel and love of the arts.
Sarah Jessica's character, she cares hugely about presenting herself as a shapely and dynamic woman. Interestingly, the suit that she's wearing, beautiful gray, absolutely simple suit, partly reminded us of Hitchcock's heroines. It was our image. Dermot, the character of Everett, is very much in the grip of his fiancée Meredith. And so we felt that his clothing had to look much more in her aesthetic than his own family's. Very slightly, he starts to layer up and move away from that look through the film. Ben, coming from the West Coast, we had dressed slightly inappropriately for this bitter East Coast winter. The character of Amy we conceived of as the sort of young woman who's in denial of her own beauty. And by the last time we see her in the film, she's in much simpler, closer to the body things. And I think we feel she has grown up, and for her, that process has been almost like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon.
So it was critical what they were wearing, down to the details of Diane's rings. There's a ring she wears that a year later, Rachel actually has it. And it's the sort of stuff that nobody will notice except for us, but it helped sort of make the world a little more complete.
Well, I think one of the themes that runs through the whole movie is being true to yourself, is figuring out what you really want, what you really need, and not letting other people's expectations or perceptions of you ultimately determine who you are.
Do you feel like you chose your life? Said, this is the thing I'm gonna do. These are the things I want. I think that's one of the ideas in the movie is, are you doing what's really for you? Are you being yourself? When you see him at the beginning of the movie, he's been with this woman for a while, and they shop at Barney's, and he has some sort of financial job or something. So he's buttoned up and straight-laced in a way. By the end of the movie, he, winds up in his pajamas under a broken table with his, cut lip and stuff like that. So he kind of returns to his true self, I think.
Not the jacket. It's like you get these people that are completely grown up, and they get back in this house, and then they kind of revert to, whether they were the younger sister or the older brother or the troubled one or whatever it may be.
It's so obvious, that to be ourselves. People say that all the time. I learned that on Sesame Street. It's like I've been told this from the very beginning, and it seems really sensible and really feasible, but yet it's the most challenging thing to do.
The idea that if you do a little self-discovery and you know who you are, you can stop wasting your time trying to figure out this other thing that your parents want you to be, or that your significant other wants you to be, or that just in your head you want yourself to be.
I didn't know!
And everyone in the story goes on that.
So shaky.
And I think there's some right there.
That's the way it works.
You don't have to be nervous.
I'm not.
They're gonna love you.
There's nothing harder than joining a family,
He intends to give that girl my mother's wedding ring.
especially one like the Stones.
She's got this throat-clearing tick.
Ready? Yeah, they're all watching, you know.
They have a funny way of making you feel at home.
Lo, you have a lovely home.
All the better to entertain you, my dear.
Don't dilly-dally there, pretty lady. We're all gonna be down here talking about you.
She is completely uptight.
I am not sleeping with you in your bed in your parents' house.
Separate bedrooms. It's so silly.
Are Everett and Meredith going to get married?
4 words.
Second word.
Beekeeper.
Ring.
Bride.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
They hate me. They hate
They
me.
just met you. I just figured you'd give her a hard time, have a good laugh, but then back off. Meredith's checking into the inn. And now her sister Julie's giving up Christmas with her entire family in order to be with Meredith.
I'm ashamed of all of you.
Well.
Even you.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
This holiday season,
He's gonna ask me for that ring.
Mom, enough about the ring.
Uh-oh.
You have a freak flag. You just don't fly it.
We will try to behave like a civilized family.
I don't care whether you like me or not.
Oh, of course you do.
Claire Danes, Diane Keaton. Rachel McAdams, Dermot Mulroney, Craig T. Nelson, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Luke Wilson. The Family Stone.
What's so great about you guys? Nothing. It's just that we're all we've got. And you're the worst. I'm the worst.
Boy.
Yeah, Brad.
I told you.
Mom, this is Meredith.
Lo, you have a lovely home.
All the better to entertain you, my dear.
This isn't a popularity contest. She is a total phony. She's completely uptight. Oh, you just wait. She's got this incredibly grotesque throat-clearing tick. It's like she's digging for clams. They hate me.
What are you talking about?
They hate
They
me.
just met you.
Wait until you meet her. Hi. Hey.
Hey.
Hi. Now, don't dilly-dally there, pretty